Welcome back. Well, the market right now is seeing some deep cuts. 16,650 now on the Nifty. The Bank Nifty is down 1,000 points. Even IT is selling off, which has been so far the holding space. But we're discussing IT. Sonata Software is up 110% this year alone. To assess the demand and supply scenario and deal picture, we are joined by Jagannathan Chakravarthi, CFO at Sonata Software. Thanks a lot for joining us. Mr. Chakravarthi, I wanted your thoughts first on the recent development, the Omicron variant. Early days yet, but any impact on the business and in terms of companies' plans of resuming, say, work from office? If you could give us any updates on that.
Yeah, I will take this work from office question first. All of us are still not very clear working from office. The large players have initiated the process. We are still exploring or evaluating the possibilities of how many percentage of people will work from home for now. But not that we will go back to the earlier stage of working from home on a 100% basis. It may be a mix of both working from home and working from office also. The mix can evolve over a period of time. At present, we are still in a evaluating stage. We are also waiting and watching what is happening in Omicron and how this is going to impact people. So we will take a decision only when some clarity comes or some more amount of stability happens. We'll wait for some time and take the decision for our company perspective. In the industry perspective, I think everybody is now little wait and watch situation how to develop on this for working from home or working from office perspective. On the other scenarios, we have not seen any demand impact till now, and we don't expect that also. Omicron may delay a little bit of supply side. Some constraints may come up later in the period if it becomes very, very difficult, like what Delta has created. But that also we have taken a lot of steps to mitigate the risk. We have diversified the delivery centers in various locations across the globe. So we feel that is all taken care for now. And demand side of it, I don't think it will happen. It will come down for any of these things. At least to our business, this will have only a more better impact. Maybe the contract which customers are picking up next year, maybe it may come earlier than that. The impact on the next year pipeline may become more stronger because of that. All those kind of emergence can happen, but definitely the pipeline is very strong, and we expect the demand to continue for at least next to 8 to 12 quarters.
Mr. Chakravarthi, the narrative is that COVID accelerated the digital adoption. As things started to reopen, many started wondering whether costs will rise as travel for IT, etc., begins once again. And now there is this. I mean, on balance, it's almost ironical that I'm putting it this way, but, if demand is, you described it right now, remains as strong and, some of these cost pressures stay contained, I mean, is that the way to look at things?
Yeah, the cost pressure may go up. Once everything opens up, there'll be a travel.
No, right now, with these fears around Omicron.
No, I don't think so. The third quarter was little moderated on the attrition also for all the company, and it was more stable. We have to wait and see how the Q4 or Q1 is coming in terms of attrition or in terms of cost increases. But there will be a little bit of cost pressure in the show. There will be some amount of salary increases, retention bonus, many options for the companies to do that. There will be a salary increment cycle coming on for people. So all these things will definitely put a pressure on the cost perspective. But it is demand is high, and we are also going back to the customers for increasing in the rate, price increases, and other things coming up. I believe that it will not have. There'll be a little impact for maybe 1 quarter, 2 quarter, but again, the margins will not be substantially impacted because of that. But definitely there will be a cost impact in the short run.
Okay, so definitely there'll be a cost impact. Sir, I wanted to understand in terms of adding new clients, there's been a bit of a slowdown there. You added about 8 new clients in Q2 versus 13 in Q1. Are you facing any pressure on new client adds, and what could the second half look like?
There is no pressure on client adds. We are actually qualifying it because the demand is so huge. We ourselves have a qualification mechanism now, what to take, which one to take, because there is everywhere the demand is substantially high, so we have to match with our supply side also, and the utilizations are on the high levels now. So we need to keep up this meeting the customers' demand. It is we who choose the customers at present. It is not going to be anything different for, as I mentioned to you, next 8 to 12 quarters, demand will never be an issue. I don't think that is to be an issue at all for IT industry as a whole, and particularly for us. So the question is going to be which one to take now, the priority, and how to take that. What is that we want to do with? That's a major part of it here. And also there are some regions like Europe had a vacation period during Q2. So all those things also count in this perspective. Otherwise, I don't see overall the demand will change for the next at least 2 years to 3 years.
Okay, so since demand is not a concern, let's put that aside. You said that there's definitely pressure as far as costs are concerned. So, there are higher hiring costs. There is probably a compensation hike as well that you'll have to do in order to retain talent because attrition levels have gone up. What could all of this mean in terms of margin pressures in the second half?
There will be a little pressure on the margin. I'm not saying no to that because as we mentioned, the salary increases are coming in and cost increases are happening for now. But we are at a EBITDA levels of around 27-28%. It will take couple of percentage of impact. Even then, it will be like a industry leading margin kind of situation. So we don't see, as we mentioned, me and our CEO has mentioned, in the medium term also, whatever is the changes coming in the business, we are very confident of meeting 23 to 25% EBITDA quarter on quarter in the long run also. So that is where we believe that this is not going to substantially change the picture. Demand has continued to be very robust. We are very confident of growing, industry-leading growing to continue for us in the next couple of years. And this cost pressure can be there for quarter or maybe 2 quarters. There can be some impact on the margin. But otherwise, overall, we are not seeing any major impact in the margin also.
Okay, not seeing any major impact as far as margins are concerned. Then one final question. I mean, you were talking about attrition levels. Just give us a sense of which way things are headed. What could be the biggest pressure points for the company? I'm asking because, we do have the rising Omicron variant as well, and it could hit business in different ways. People could go back to work from home for some time. So what are the different pressures that, the additional incremental pressures that the company could face in the second half of the year?
The only pressure company could face is people joining. People may defer the decision to join if some of their family members or they themselves get affected because of that kind of situation can arise. Otherwise, what the IT industry in whole has done it, and particularly what we have done, within first 10 days itself, all of us have become a system of infrastructure to work remotely. We work 100%, we work remotely, and not even one employee is coming to office at present. So in that situation, we don't see that is going to impact whether working from office or working from home is going to make a difference in terms of business. But people may, if they are affected or they are years and years are getting affected, there may be some delay in them joining. That is the only situation that can arise in the coming days. But we see that this time there will be definitely, it will be a better situation because all of us are engaged. We know what is coming in. And we have already been hiring very strongly in the last 2 quarters to meet the demand. So I think we are a little better equipped now compared to what Delta variant was. But I don't see any major issues coming with regard to people in this cycle.
Okay, Mr. Chakravarthi, we'll leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
That is Sonata Software. The markets